Guys. Yeah, welcome to Life Therapy. So good to be here. So I want to share five psychological facts about children to us. And if you are just joining us for the first time, this is hoping to give psychological solutions to psychological issues in the society. So number one, kids are innocent. All children are innocent. And I want you to know that one of the popular quotes says that once we give birth to them, they are blank. So everything about them is a virgin until they begin to come into some understanding, some levels, some knowledge in life and the likes like that. So every kid you see on the street today is innocent. Something is a influence or a force to whatever you find them doing around you. So instead of you saying, why are you doing this? You ask them what was the thing that influenced you into doing that. Many because of, I think, because of traditions. Now I'm going to say a little bit about tradition. Sometimes we don't even ask kids why they get themselves involved in certain things before we judge them and we condemn them. And it's not really good for a child's mental health if we want that child to grow properly. So it is very good we try as much as possible to understand the influence behind what they do because they are innocent. So something must have influenced them. Perhaps they've seen it somewhere, somehow, and they find themselves doing it. You might not know. So you just have to trace it to that source and work on that source so that they can just shift themselves back to the morals that you've set for them and the standards. So number two, children learn by everything they see around them. There's nothing you see a child doing today that he or she has not learned somewhere. They've seen it in their environment, they've seen it in their family, they've seen it in one of their sisters or their siblings or somewhere around them. They've learned it somewhere. So sometimes when we tell like, I don't do it, you as a parent, sometimes you can be like, I don't do this thing. So where would they check the environment? Someone somewhere has done it that has put those children or influenced those children to behave that particular way. This will also bring me to the place of saying that as parents, as guardians, as siblings, as elder sisters, as elder brothers, we have to be intentional about how we react to things in our environment, especially environment that has a lot of kids, so that when we do things, we are sure to be accountable to what we do. We are sure that we know we are influencing them more in a right way than in a wrong way. But when we put kids in a society where they cannot be influenced positively, believe me, we are not giving back to the society, and the society is not getting back neither. So it's just like both the family and the society are not getting anything in return. So that will take me to number three. Children build emotional attachment from their guardians, caretakers, and their parents. Majorly, children cannot even define love. Many kids grow up in homes that has given them a different and a wrong ideology of what love is. In fact, some people still don't have that understanding till they get married. Some people got that marriage, they did not even still have that understanding until some people came into a spiritual understanding of the fatherly love of God or the motherly love of God or things like that. So children majorly don't they learn emotional definitions of things from things they find around them, how they see their parents react to emotional things, how they see people around them respond to stimuli around them. That is where children develop different kind of emotional understanding and emotional response from. So most times we don't have to be perfect now, get it, but we have to be conscious of our emotional reactions to things so that we'll be accountable. We'll know that this is why we are reacting to this certain thing at the time, especially children that grow up from violent homes. That is where they get emotional anger. They just develop a kind of anger that can be way too beyond. Why? Because they've grown up in a kind of environment that has brought them to a place of being violent about things that they do. So for them to actually unlearn that, they will actually come to that understanding and a different environment that will bring them to another understanding. So unlearning is allowed as you grow up into adulthood, but it's going to be very hard on us because that was not how we were taught to grow up. So children learn their emotional attachment, how they grew up. But that's why they said, all you guys, all you men that are still going to your mother to report your wife, happy children's day, because you are still a kid. For you to be going to your mother to report to your wife, it shows that there's still an iota of a child in you, and you are not ready to come out from it and begin to take responsibility as an adult. So number four about it is that children grow with what they see around them. Their thoughts develop. A child that developed a kind of a low self-esteem or a kind of how do I put it now? Low self-esteem or a kind of feeling like a failure. That child definitely has experienced many failures around him or his or her life, and it has made that child to settle down for being like, okay, I think this, no, it has made that. So me personally, I grew up with people that are very positive. They are very, very positive with life, and they tend to always believe that there is always something good at the end of the tunnel, regardless of the things that you face. And that is actually giving me a kind of understanding so that regardless of the things that I face in life, I will surely overcome by God's grace, and I will be the best, and I will not settle for less. I've grew up around people that they believe in excellence. They don't like you just doing things anyhow. They believe that whatsoever you do, you have to be effective, and don't just do it for doing sake. You have to do it to provide solutions to the life of others. So I grew up with that mentality as a child. So I had that mentality that okay, whatever I do, I must take responsibility for it as I grow up. So that's one thing I want us to know, that whatever we do, children watch us and they come to that same level, that same understanding with us as they grow up. So another thing is that a child will forget what you said, but the child will not forget what you how you make them feel. Many of us don't know that how we make children feel are very, very important. A child that feels less today, something somewhere has happened. A child that is battling with anxiety, that's battling with low self-esteem, that's battling with this, that's into drug addiction, something somewhere has made them feel that particular way. And they have been looking for a way to feel that void. And they feel that taking drugs, anxiety, or those things will be the things that will help them. No, it won't. It won't. If you feel less about yourself, that's because something somewhere in your life while you were going, maybe perhaps you were rejected a lot, has made you feel less about yourself. So we have to be conscious of how we made kids around us feel. We have to be conscious with what we make them feel at a particular time. Those things should be our core goals and core values as intentional mothers and intentional fathers. And above all, train a child in the way he should go so that when the child grows up, the child will not depart from it. Show your child the God that you serve. See you guys later. Thank you.